the game beyond the inside, the inside of the game factors. There's also a lot of the outer game factors, team bonding. There's a lot of ways you and your team can get closer, and you can just see how that team played together at the event. Of course, they did have an incredible showing. I'll keep harping on it, maybe one tweet away from winning a championship.
I gotta say, and good for them too. Because I think is Mexico next?
Mexico City is our next
you
event.
go.
I can't think of a better kind of homecoming for this team after making that run, getting that top 2 finish to get the next event in Mexico City. They're going to have all the fans behind them, all the energy. Of course, so will Ghost Gaming, as always. But I know that the Estro boys gained a number of new fans in the LATAM scene after the San Diego.
Oh, they have to. I mean, second place is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's incredibly impressive. Because in the Pro League, I know they were doing considerably well. I mean,
they were in first place in the Pro League up until the final match that they end up losing to Ghost Gaming. Funny enough, on bunker, on round 9. They kind of choked it for what it's worth, actually. They kind of probably should have won that, but they ended up losing in the final seconds to Ghost to get second place in the division instead of first.
Well, interesting stuff, definitely. Storylines are developing. I love that aspect of it. San Diego brought in a lot of surprises, and it's going to continue to develop as the season comes along and more majors do occur. Once again, guys, if you're just joining us on that new point system, you see the 2 dots just below the zeros. The zeros are going to be the round count. Down below is going to be the overall series count. So currently, Reciprocity leads 1-0 over Rebels when they took the victory 5-3 on Asylum. So I'm kind of curious to see how this next one is going to work out here on District. So the 1v1 action, Cells holding his own. He's going to get the break, neutralization, and take over C. And let's see if Rebels can take full use of this. No one's going to be able to rock onto A. We do see Reciprocity, kind of allocating a couple resources over towards Bravo, but more so down for this C fight. Rushies, unfortunately, run straight into the brick of Dazed. He's going to get chunked.
And you see Reciprocity heading over towards the B hill. Currently, all 3 hills are not in play. That C hill finally being capped. That's a 5 wipe coming in from Rebels, and no one from Reciprocity will spawn. These are long spawns in the beginning. Once again, Rebels striking early, putting themselves on the board, showing who they are.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, whenever we saw them on Asylum, they played well during that first half. Second half, it got a little bit away from them. But then again, you did mention, right, a couple of the utility items, right, shocks, incense being placed. I'm kind of curious to see if we'll see maybe, a drop, maybe a boom be played with, maybe Boltok come out as well. Something to definitely think about. But for the time being, the normal tree will develop. This is, in fact, Reciprocity's picked here on District, and a big win for Rebels if they're able to overtake it to force a game number 3 on Exhibit for that tiebreaker match. Rebels still very much so in this, playing incredibly well, winning that first round off of the champions of San Diego, off of a full elim, has to feel good. And I think the first time they managed to do it, they had a couple of close opportunities on Asylum to kind of get the full wipe, but they weren't able to solidify it. But finally, they were able to do it, at least in that last round. The break will happen, and a major battle in between A and C.
A lot of very, I would say, disciplined and patient shots from Precision. Getting that kill, you're going to see kill feed continuing to light up in favor of Rebels. Kenny and Powers, the last 2 members alive, you're going to see Exist being a little careful over towards B. Kenny is going to be there waiting. Recap will not be in play just yet. Powers is on that hill. He will be faced by Cells. I think he's going to wait for his teammate to come off the spawn. I believe that was Icy. Should be able to get a pretty routine 2v1. Looks like Cells identifies there's 2 players there. Cuts his losses. Rebels, you see, has that 2 cap right there, building that lead. No use throwing your life away over for that home hill. Now it's up to Reciprocity to kind of answer back and make their push.
Look at that mini-map. Reciprocity working as one cohesive unit, and that puts them constantly in 3v1s or 4v2s, and Rebels obviously on the receiving end. Regardless, though, they continue to hold their own. Finally, Rushy's going to manage to pick up a couple of kills. Rebels, though, going for the dog. They're looking to get that domination, but Reciprocity will, in fact, answer back. A lot of damage, though, has been done. It's going to be 105-42. Still, plenty of wiggle room for Reciprocity as they get the double home hill set up.
And you see Rec playing for both A and C now, kind of splitting up. You're going to see which hill Rebels chooses to push. It looks like it might be C, at least for now. Icy's going to go ahead and throw that counter flash. Stop that push dead in its tracks, but for how long? Because it looks like someone from Rec has made their way over towards B. Rebels forced to move to the C hill. You just see the patience coming in from Reciprocity, the spacing. They're forcing Rebels to move in uncomfortable scenarios, and they're just picking them apart one by one. Daze is going to go down. That's going to be a quick 5 wipe. Reciprocity ties it back up with a beautifully executed play.
Absolutely. Working as a unit, like I said, they continue to push through as one cohesive unit, a team, in fact, and Rebels constantly in 1v3s, 2v4s, and there's not a lot you can do in that situation. Good job from Reciprocity coming back with good discipline overall to turn things around, because at one point Rebels, I believe they were 1 kill away or 2 kills away from getting another domination, and at one point also they were going for the trip cap. So a lot of potential for Rebels to take over that round, but Reciprocity with the veteranship does come through, and they take the round for themselves. And now we're all tied up 1-1. It's a big win for Reciprocity. If they take over this game, they will move forward in the bracket and solidify the victory over Rebels 2-0. Still a lot of work to be done. Both teams know just that. So we'll see the fight once again, probably between A and C, will occur.
I'm curious to see if teams start to kind of maybe favor the double home hill versus that traditional B setup. That B hill can be very, very difficult to break at times. You're going to see Rocky getting that opening kill onto Rushies. Now he's going to have a nice angle. He starts shooting over towards his teammates' fight mid-map. Looks like Rebels have pushed Reciprocity off of mid. Precision using a nice little nerd angle there. Using a little precision himself, getting that down onto Kenny. He's going to be cleaned up. That should give Rebels the B hill fairly easily. You're going to see Powers stuck up in juice. Rushing the kill feed, getting one. Fran trying to move forward, but again, Precision has that angle, right? It's going to be so tough to push. They're getting peppered from the side by that Lancer. Now Rebels starting to build a lead of their own. We saw this last round, right, Taylor? They gave up the B hill, and then Reciprocity took over both A and C. Let's see if they make that same decision. You're going to see them edging inch by inch over to the B hill. You're going to see Precision probably jump back and make a look just to make sure they don't get him again.
Reciprocity 3 strong
Rebels getting aggressive right now.
Rebels, they are getting aggressive, but they're going to lose B. So is it going to be worth it? And there's also going to be a major fight here onto C. As you see that Lancer fire continually coming through. Precision might have a fight relatively soon against Powers. As Rebels looking to push Icy back. Icy, though, is going to manage to pick up one. Can't get the second. Cells is going to finish him off. So that's going to be a nice trade between the two teams. And all is going to be quiet as of now. Rebels, though, did a great job recovering as Reciprocity allocated a lot of resources on the Bravo. They got that, but Rebels picked up on that strategy. Got the double home hill setup.
Yeah, I like that adjustment they made that time. Rather than going over to B, they kind of did a little bit of the same, right? If they noticed the numbers moving that direction, all right, we're going to head over to the double home hill setup. We're going to take the AC.
It's a game of rotation.
And now you can see, again, Reciprocity does have that 2 cap. They did make that rotation back over. And currently they're in position to win off 2. Of course, you see at the top of your screen, Swarm will win in 70 seconds at this current rate, but Rebels still has plenty of time to work with. Now they got to make their choice. Do they go for that double home hill again, or do they edge to B? It looks like the decision has been made. They are heading over towards B. Rec getting some initial fire in there, getting some initial pieces of utility.
Okay.
Rush going to go down first. Icy. And he got aggressive. He's going to drop as well. Good shots coming in from Rocky in that full spread. I don't think he knew, though, that Franchise was there waiting. At the very least, so they did get that break. That break's going to be important. I don't know if Precision knows that Franchise is right there waiting for him. I don't think he did. A little bit of mental lapse there, if anything. You should know your teammates died there. And again, they're hitting the double home hill. They're going to put Reciprocity on their toes. Rebels can keep playing this game, right, with the kind of cap break, cap break, cap break. They still have a decent-sized lead. So as long as they can kind of keep playing that game and hold down one objective, they should be okay. That being said, though, what they cannot afford is to get a wipe.
B, though, B is going to get broken. It seems as if it's a fight is going to be happening between Rocky as well as Rushies. Rocky forced to back off. Full red does escape with his life. He goes over towards C now. Back over towards A as a break is going to happen. Reciprocity going for the trip cap. Rebels needs to react, and now Icy, though, on the back pedal. But that right there was probably enough. Reciprocity still in the driver's seat.
You're going to see players kind of dropping on both sides. Rebels need to basically hold down A as long as they can. The Powers in your kill feed, taking out one. Rushies is over there as well. Rebels had the round in their hands, and Rec clutched up when it mattered most, but can Rebels make the last second play? Exist gets one. Precision gets another. If they get this cap, they should be able to hold on. Big fight coming in right now. Rushies versus Exist. Rushies just needs a hill break. If he can get, at the very least, that break, it will win. But Exist wins the 1v1. Rebels end up holding on.
Phenomenal stuff from Rebels, maintaining composure despite Reciprocity sending every member they had their way. That 1v1 fight against Rushies was huge. We have seen Rushies time and time again get constant 2 pieces, 3 pieces, and absolutely wipe the floor of Rebels. But in that very moment, though, Exist holds his own in that 1v1, maintains his composure, and takes over the victory to narrowly win 250 to around 240. Good stuff from them. Still a long battle to ensue. They won the battle, not the war. Rebels up 2-1.
Definitely a big 1v1 coming in again. When you're an amateur team like this, you're trying to show the world who you are against the best competition. So cool to see them coming out swinging again, taking an early lead. I believe they did take 1 lead in map number 1. Yeah, because Rec won 4 of the last 5. So at one point, Rebels were up in map number 1 as well.
They were. No,
yeah.
they were because after the first 3 rounds, they're up 2-1.
Yeah, same situation right now. Let's see what they can do this time.
That's true.
To kind of continue to move forward. Again, I was much more impressed with how they rotated that round versus the prior round. They've been winning the initials with fair ease so far, I would say. Let's see if Powers can change that this time around. He's going to get flashed. Force it back up. Precision, once again, getting that first blood. He's going to get cleaned up by Franchise Fran. Going to get much closer into the fight this time. Wow. Almost like second one, but is going to be dazed. A lot of trades coming in left and right. Looks like it's going to end up being actually Reciprocity, though, in the driver's seat, getting that 3 dead. As you pointed out, look at Precision on his very last respawn. Of course, we are in the last round of the half. Being said, though,
fast respawn.
Rebels, you gotta be careful. You look at Rec, right? 3, 4, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, they can throw bodies at you.
Right, 3, yeah. They have pretty much all the respawns in the world. Meanwhile, you see Precision on 0, Rocky on 1, Exist on 1, Cells on 2. So respawn economy definitely favoring Reciprocity so far. Rebels going to basically need to kind of make one of those definitive pushes, right? They're going to probably have to win one of those scenarios where they win that big team fight and then go for the trip cap, because now Rocky is going to be on 0 respawns as well. So if you're Reciprocity, you are totally okay kind of slow playing this, getting kills, getting picks, because eventually they are going to run out of lives.
Yeah, I mean, in Precision, you see he's actually going to apply pressure onto Rushies here onto Bravo. Rushies will drop down. Exist will come through and get the fin. Actually, he's not even going to get the finish as of yet, as he goes full red. Luckily, though, he's going to be all right, as they're going for that double home nose setup. But Lancer Fire is going to be a little bit too strong from Franchise and Kinney, so they're not going to be able to back up, or at least not going to be able to push up as of yet. And they know that. They know the positioning that they're in. I'm worried about Precision being here.
Yeah, I was going to say, he needs to kind of be
Rocky,
the one.
too. They're both there.
Yeah, he needs to be the kind of one of the back lines, right? The one kind of getting that Lancer Fire in from the back, not necessarily in a situation where he can be the one getting picked off.
Ooh.
You see Exist getting in there, kind of tip of the spear. Precision goes down, does get the revive, but again, it looks like Rocky's in there on his last slide. Gets a nice shot in there. No one there for the revive. That's going to take him out of the round.
No way Reciprocity.
And now Exists on the last life. So yeah, Reciprocity, of course, they already have a big lead. They have the 2 caps. They have everything you could ever ask for. Should be able to close this round out with relative ease, barring some just absolute miracle. But
it's not going to happen.
These are champions right here. They're not. This is not.
No,
not something that they're going to lose. They don't lose these.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, look at it. You see that from Powers too. I mean, how much of a fight he pushed up. Nice instant down the. Even still though, the instant goes to waste. Rushies handles his business. Rocky and Exist no longer up. We're now, you hear the dog, 220. Reciprocity, they're going to tie it up going into the half, the second half rather. But great fight though from Rebels. Like you mentioned though, they had the same lead on Asylum, and then they blew it. I think they lost what? Was it 4 out of the last 5 or something like that?
Yeah.
So Reciprocity started to really hold their own, and maybe Reciprocity is kind of filling Rebels out, thinking, all right, this is what they're going to be doing. We got it. But if this last round of this half was any indication as how the next half is going to be, Reciprocity should be able to take over this victory just based on respawn economy alone. I mean, they're slaying out when it matters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you kind of look at the scoreboard right now. Fairly similar, right? I mean, everything's been pretty, no team is necessarily slaying out hard than the other. It's been pretty even thus far. Rebels doing a good job on some of those initials, right? But again, they kind of let that respawn economy get away from them in that final round. They got some early kills. It just kind of wasn't enough. So now, as we head into the second half, of course, the hills are going to be switched. Respawn timers reset back to where they were originally. We have a little bit of a new map on our hands. So Precision, once again, getting that opening kill onto Powers. He's kind of had his number a little bit on that initial thus far. So good job by him, putting his team in a good position early.
And Precision loves to fight that mid-battle because he loves that nerd angle. I think that's what he's really fighting for, because he wants to be able to pepper players with that Lancer Fire from a little bit what we saw earlier. Rushies and Icy going for the double team on the God Days, though, as the Lancer Fire for Cells is going to drop him. God Days gets the finish. Icy's going to get dropped as well. I have no idea. It was the Lancer Fire. It was the Lancer Fire from who was it? It was from Cells. That was the only thing that kept him at bay.
It's good teamwork coming in from Rebels. Power's trying to get in there. Looks like he does get the down, cleans up Rocky. He's finally going to be dropped.
Good initial from Rebels.
And now they're on the F hill as well. We talk about a lot of times on District how quickly sometimes you can get over for that trip cap. Reciprocity going to take Exist off the home hill. So that'll keep Rec back into this round. Again, we are on long spawns in the beginning, so you cannot let the lives and the numbers get away from you too quickly at once.
Reciprocity, though, they're going to be going 4 strong over the D. You do notice a player is going to get dropped as Rocky holding his own. Franchise, though, around the corner, and he's going to get tagged up quite a bit, brought down to just Lancer Fire. Might be able to take him out. Rocky, though, unfortunately, is looking at 3 players pushing him. He's going to back up for Exist help. And the damage has been done. D has been neutralized. Rocky's going to get dropped. Exist will pick him up for the time being, and that might pay off as Franchise unfortunately misses some shots. Rocky comes through. He's not going to be able to capitalize in that moment. Killfeed's going to be all red. Reciprocity, a big fight, a long fight, but it works out. They managed to get the double home hill set up. Precision's going to get dropped as well, and Reciprocity's starting to capitalize.
On Precision right now. Okay, looks like they're going to get the ad. It looks like Exist going to spawn back in. I was going to say Rebels probably shouldn't be spawning back in right now. Precision already sitting on 2 respawns remaining. Takes another one. Now you're down to 1. You lose the round. I mean, it could be all for nothing. So
yeah.
Good plays
That's
by
2 in a
them to
row.
just kind of cut the losses out. Don't get in the same situation they got in the first round, right? Don't let the economy get away from you in the way the first half did. But we saw this in the last time.
Yeah.
Rebels taking that 2-1 lead, and then Reciprocity kind of just turned on
Yeah.
and started moving forward. Let's see what the second map has for us. Is it going to be a lot of the same, or can the Rebels, can the AM team, can the Young Guns, can they answer back against, again, our San Diego champions?
I wouldn't mind seeing a game 3 between these two. I really wouldn't. You know, Rebels, kind of that AM team, a little bit unknown. Maybe you guys at home know a little bit more than we do about
They
them.
got a hashtag.
What's their
I
hashtag?
think their hashtag is like hashtag Rebels next up, or Rebels is next.
It's a long
or
hashtag.
They got Rebels next up, I think it's what it is. I saw someone tweet about it. But they got a hashtag. I mean, let's start.
We need to shorten that hashtag, though. Rebels next up. I don't know how to spell too good, so for me, make it simple, like hashtag Rebel up. Does that make sense?
Well, I got confused too, because then like I wasn't sure before they knew what their names were. The LS kind of looks like is, right? So then you're like
Rebels is up.
I'm like, some kid named Reeby is Reeby.
Oh, could you?
Reeby is next up. I'm like, all right,
that'd be
like,
the worst
like
name.
I'm losing track of the
Reebies?
AMs now, so but I got clarified. It is.
Could
I
you
believe.
imagine having a world champion named Reebies?
Have you seen some of the gamer tags that
No,
are out there in
I-
esports?
I'm well aware.
Nothing's off the table. Nothing is off the. You know
Look
what
at this.
franchise's first gamer tag was? It was paper.
No, it wasn't.
It was paper.
It was freaking paper.
So I mean, you know, it could be anything.
How long ago was that?
Probably when we were kids.
I'm glad he changed that.
Me and Fran are both like 7 years old in Gears years, so it's way back when.
Paper. Jesus Christ. Glad he changed that to franchise. I don't know. That has a little bit more of a ring to it than paper. But hey, some people just love paper. It is what it is. I like that round from Rebels. They took it quite convincingly over Reciprocity. Unfortunately, we were talking about paper, so we really didn't.
See,
get
yeah,
to
we should
catch
just not
the
talk about the
majority.
game, and then Rebels then they're winning. They
You know,
answer back.
it's like they're watching the stream, and when they know, it's like, hey, they're not talking about us. We really need to hype up the gameplay. They do just that. Good stop from Rebels, though, taking that over, and they took it over quite convincingly. It was a relatively short round, and the big thing for that, because they came out slaying, they maintained their respawn economy over Reciprocity. I think it's going to be relatively even. But still, utilities are going to be brought up. I do believe we have Boltox, though, for the loadout onto the COG side for Rebels side. Let's see if they'll be able to utilize that well.
Hopping on board with the Iceman himself. Powers. Been the victim of a few first bloods, I'm not going to lie to you. Let's see if he can answer back in this round. There's a lot of good team fire coming in onto Rocky and Dazed. The shot grenade is going to basically pin him on both sides. You see there's just nowhere that neither of them can really go just yet. Handy dandy.
Yep, Boltox coming through.
I love that
Some
Boltox.
damage.
Icy tries to get in there and help Powers. It's going to be Rocky who cleans up both kills. E-control in favor of Rebels.
Look at this push, right?
moving
They
forward,
are
yeah.
swarming.
They got a
onto
5v3.
the home hill. And they're feeling solid about it. Franchise, not a lot he can do. As Precision comes through with the finish. Rushish onto God Days, trying to even up the score a little bit. That Boltox, though, doing some damage.
It hurts, right?
Power. It definitely does. Brought him down to full red in one shot.
I think tickles a little bit. You can see Powers went off spawn. Getting the kills on the cells. Exist going to drop in the kill feed as well. It's going to be 3 dead for Rebels Reciprocity. Going to start to move forward. It looks like they're going to start with the E-Hill. Dazed is there waiting, but I don't know if his Lance is going to be enough to kind of hold off the fight just yet, but he does have Rocky in there waiting. Rocky's a nice full spread, almost gets the kill, ends up being dropped at the same time. The reinforcements come in on both ends. It is going to be Powers who gets the better. Existence Cells, the last 2 players remaining for Rebels. You're going to see Rec already beginning to move forward. They have their eyes set on the Rebels home hill. Rebels, of course, starting off with a bit of a lead. Reciprocity trying to get that D-hill, trying to erase that lead even quicker. The trip cap comes in. Kenny got to defend mid-map, heading over towards the Rebels home hill. Looks like Rec decided to back off. When you look at it once again, Taylor. Precision, 1 respawn. Daze, 2. You look at the side of Rec. 1 for Rush.
Yeah.
2 for Fran. Everyone else in pretty good shape.
And both teams understand the importance of this round. It puts you on the cusp of taking over the victory. If you're Rebels, being up 4-3 means you're 1 round away from tying up this series and forcing a game 3. If you're Reciprocity, it means getting this game done with, eliminating Rebels and getting them off the bracket. So this is a big round on both sides to kind of put you, or at least give you the leg up, and a good retake from Rebels. They've done such a good job rotating through and getting the double home hill setup. And that's something that has made a huge difference for them. They've been playing objectively quite well. As you will see Reciprocity, answer back just a little bit. But the score is so close. We're getting down to the final couple of seconds between these 2 teams on this round. Rebels currently does not have the lead. They need to answer back. They need to start getting those slays out. They need to start getting neutralizations. They're doing just that, at least on F. But Reciprocity will be answering back. You're going to see that kind of rotation game starting to take effect.
Looks like Rebels get some kills in the feed right now. Currently sitting at a 2v3 in favor of the COG team. Again, Reciprocity, though, up by so many points right now. No one on the COG team can get on that F hill. It is going to be a round for the Swarm. Nice late push, but in the end, it was not enough. Reciprocity find themselves now a map and match point, which, if you look at it, Taylor, could be a little bit of the same scenario, up 2-1. If Rec wins this next round, it'll be identical between map 1 and map 2.
That's
Rebels taking a 2-1 lead, Rec winning 4 of the next 5, which of course is
at least it's consistent
from our San Diego champions. Of course, it's not a match you would expect them to lose, but.
And the thing is, Rebels have been playing well. They have really shown themselves. They've been playing considerably well. Just a little update for you guys, though. We will be moving into Game 3 on training grounds between Mazer and Astral. Astral ended up taking over the victory, on Bunker, 5-4. But Asylum was a little bit different. Mazer ends up taking it 5-1. So they absolutely walked through them, and that was Astral's map pick. Now training grounds will be the tiebreaker. And I'm kind of curious to see, will Astral be able to break free of the first round or not? Or will they follow suit to be first rounded once again in Emergence days? Connection makes a difference. But there is some light at the end of the tunnel with that. If Astral does lose, like I talked about, we will see a San Diego rematch between Mazer and NRG. So that's something to kind of think about as we push forward. But let's focus our attention to the task on hand. Rebels versus Reciprocity. Reciprocity 1 round away from knocking Rebels out of the tournament, but the AM team could surprise us. Let's see if they still have some light at the end of the tunnel. Do they have it within them to tie up the series?
He saw Rush getting that first blood. My Precision on 1 respawn. Gotta be careful. I believe he was out early in the first half.
Precision's on last life, too.
Now he's gonna have to spawn back in. He's gonna be on to 0, so Reciprocity. These are smart players. They're going to notice that. They're going to be hunting for that Halo Spartan character on the map, knowing that if they can get 1 more Elim on him, that will take him out of the game completely. Cell's putting that Bulltalk to work. Of course, there's 3 members of Rec in front of him. A lot of people to shoot at. They're just starting to build a lead.
Cells and Exist will push forward. Face a ton of Reciprocity players. Rocky easily going to get dropped. Finish will come through. That Lancer fired too much. It's another life that is going to be gone. Rocky will be on 1 of 4, so he just has 2 more remaining. Precision has to play on points. And let me actually take a look at the minimap. Yeah, he's going to be up there on F, and he'll be joined by his teammates of God Dazed.
Yeah, definitely can't be caught by himself, because if he gets picked off inadvertently down, whatever it is, that'll take him out of the game. You're going to see Dazed down on the kill feed.
Uh-oh, Precision's down too.
Is that I think, wasn't it Daze that was with him in the first place? So that's going to likely take him out of the game. You see Power showing a little bit of love to the opposition.
Oh, Precision does get up, though.
Getting a revive.
Pressure from Kenny. Kenny did a good job taking out God Days a little bit earlier. Franchise trying to make it happen. A Lancer fire, though, peppering up Rocky. And just on the other side is going to be Precision. Still, though, Kenny and Franchise not wanting to push, taking their time. There's no reason for them to do so. Best case scenario, Precision goes down. They get the full elim. It's now a 5v4.
Yeah, I mean, this
but
is...
right now, I mean, their setup, it's 208 to 123. There's no reason to throw your life away.
Yeah, Rec wins in 20 seconds. I mean, Rebels has to put a very good split push together within seconds, which I see them now starting to execute at the 2:30 mark. I mean, this is Gears of War 5. When you have 2 hills, those seconds go very, very quickly at that 2-1. So definitely, if you're going to make that split push, it has to happen a hell of a lot sooner than 230 seconds. But in the end, it is Reciprocity who do the same thing they did on map number 1, go down 2-1, win 4 of the next 5, I believe in the same exact order. And they win the match 2-0, which again is to be expected. And look, once again, at that San Diego champion banner. Can't get enough of it.
So I'm kind of curious, if you win more than one major, I wonder if they're stack. If like you'd be able to have multiple ones in the background.
No, I mean you get your one banner. So let's say you win Mexico.
Dream, all right.
What are you gonna have a wall of? It was a high school. You're gonna have a wall of banners behind you.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
All right. Well, you talk to the coalition.
You talk to the coalition.
You had that
because they
operation.
don't know who I am.
I'm not bringing in that idea.
Come on, man. It's like easy coding.
I don't
even know, man.
That's all you, pal.
I don't know anything about coding. I don't know how easy that is.
That's why we're on this desk. I don't know coding either. I mean, you know.
That's true. That's true. Well, hey, we're both in the same boat. 5